All right, so I took a quick little pause and I changed the priority of Soda Off-Road Racing to be high. So hopefully, whenever something happens in the background that is causing me to crash, whatever that is, hopefully it will go away. I've also set the compatibility mode to Windows XP Service Pack 3. So we'll see what happens there. As you can see, there's a little bit of mud and stuff on this track, known as Palm Valley. However, I don't think it's enough to significantly, if I could talk right today, I don't think it's enough to really impact us. So I'm going to leave my tire tread at medium. And without further ado, let's hop into Palm Valley. I think I said without further ado like twice now. That's kind of annoying. Just taking mental note of my own style and everything else. As you can see, this track, you'll see, I should say, this track can be quite technical at times. Within the track editor, if you were to be able to create one of your own, there are several different options for the road itself. Of course, you can design the layout of the track. You can design the surface type, whether it's mud or dirt or gravel or packed dirt, depending on the environment. And you can also, excuse me, while I almost crashed there, you can also change the width. You can change the width of the track. So you notice like this turn up here, the track narrows up. And that makes it a little bit more technical when you're coming around. And then of course there's this nice little drop off right there and a block wall or a rock wall for you to hit. I wouldn't doubt it if by the end of these 10 laps, these guys, at least one, is without a tire.
You're trailing fourth place by 1.3 seconds.
Then it's got, when you come, oh shit. Nice move. You wouldn't have noticed it when I first started off, but when you come down that front stretch, those jumps can be a little bit tricky too, and I got to be careful with the truck to make sure I'm not going to lose a tire there. Okay, so this track, let me take a look here. This is going to be checkpoint 5 where he says something maybe? Yep. Shit. I don't know what it is about the physics, but when you bump somebody in the truck, if you're behind them like that, you tend to spin out. They don't spin out. It's actually really difficult in this game to perform a pit maneuver because you can't just hit somebody and slide off of them right away. You end up spinning out or you get stuck on them, and it can be super frustrating. Super duper frustrating.
You're trailing third place by 2 seconds.
2 seconds. The biggest frustration that I've had with this game overall on a modern system is that I'll be racing around, I'll be recording, I'll be talking, and all of a sudden the game will just freeze and crash. There's no error warnings. There's no error notices because of how old it is. There's no system notifications from Windows itself telling me what happened. I've attempted to, in the past, have Task Manager up on the side, but I can't really see. Well, no shit, I can see him. You don't gotta tell me, like, when I'm this close. It's kind of hard to tell what exactly is causing the crash to occur. Is it the game itself? Or, in my opinion, is it something that is popping up in the background? And I think it's the latter, but I just can't figure out what it would be.
You're trailing first place by 7 seconds.
So, hopefully, just by changing the priority to real time, nothing will be able to interrupt it. I tried to give it the highest priority that Windows allows, which is real time. If I could keep a line of thinking going today, that'd be great. It's really difficult as a creator to try to talk about a game and talk about something
You're trailing first place by seconds.
then have the game crash and try to reiterate all of what you just said previously. Especially if the game crashes multiple times while you're trying to record it. The only reason I'm putting up with it is just because I fucking love this old game, man. Man, woman, and child. Or anything in between, all the gray areas and all the non-binaries and all the everything else. You know, whoever's watching this video, I just want you to know that I love this racing game. I love this old game. When I was a kid, because I've said that a lot, once again, when I was a kid, this track was, it was a difficult one for me. Like I've stated before, you know, when you have a gamepad that just has the D-pad, the steering wheel snaps 90 degrees left and right, and that can be difficult to deal with. Plus, since your gas is just a button, your gas and your brake, it's either on or off, and it's really hard to navigate a curvy track like this when you got to sit there and just tap, 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 like left, right, left, right, left, right, on, off, on, off, on, off. 5 seconds. He is that far ahead of me. It's always the funny thing about racing. You know, if you're doing a NASCAR race, 2 seconds sounds fast, right? Oh, he's only 2 seconds ahead of me. If nothing, you know, nothing bad happens, no crashes or anything, 2 seconds could take a long time for you to catch up to him. Same thing with 5 seconds. Unless I really get a good line or something going, which I don't think I will. I'm gonna try to get a good line going, but this just isn't quite my track. But unless I get a really good line going, I don't know that I'll be able to catch up to him. Unless he screws up. And the chances of me screwing up are likely as high. Oh, there, he screwed up. Ah, fuck you. I foreshadowed that. Yay! Ooh, that was a big nosedive. Probably did a lot of damage to my tires on that one. Yep. That's the, that right there is a good example of how goofy the AI is in this game. They'll be going along just fine, and then all of a sudden they'll, oh, look, I'm going to nosedive into the tire. And that is not just a modern Windows problem. That happens. That happened even way back in the day, where they'd be going just fine, and then all of a sudden they careen off. They'll go careening off to the right or left and totally screw themselves over. And it's not even like a racing mistake. It's like a, you know, they're trying to pick their nose under their helmet and lost control. Anyways, looks like KC is a lap behind. Hopefully we don't get hung up on him at all.
By 5 seconds.
We're up by 5 seconds, so that's not going to be too bad. It's just a matter of, can we get past him? Because in this old game, the AI just races. They don't care that you're about to be a lap ahead, and they won't just let you by like some modern racing games will. They'll race it out with you. And the worst part is, if you get stuck behind them, like you gotta let off the gas, you can't get past them, you can't find a lane to get around them, you bump them like this, it's gonna slow you down, and it's gonna make it easier for the guy behind you to catch up. But now that we're clear of that, now it's the other guy's problem. Gotta make sure we keep sticking to the right here, otherwise, or the left. Okay, let's see. Let me look at my hands. This is my right. This is my left. I know you can't see me. I wanted to put up my webcam so, like, I could put my face on the video and all that kind of stuff.
By 4 seconds.
But unfortunately, with an old game like this, when I hop into the game, it squishes my webcam down to a 4:3. And sometimes it'll freak out and it'll stretch the game to a 16:9 and then back to a 4:3 because it doesn't know, like the software, the recording software, doesn't know which thing to stick with. Should I stick with the 16:9 webcam or the 4:3 game? It doesn't know, and it will sometimes jump back and forth.
Leading by 3 seconds.
Leading by 3 seconds. So I am losing time here. Let me hit this up. Oh, I am on lap 9 of 10. Look at the damage on my front tires and back axles for some reason. I'm going to go ahead and leave that up there. I do love this track for the fact that it is one of the few where you can really notice when they make it wide versus when they narrow it up.
Final lap.
Because you can tell down that front stretch that they put the wide attribute to the track. And then when you get around to some of these other parts, you can tell they went down to the narrowest. God, I gotta pay attention here. What am I doing? That wear and tear on the front
Leading by 5 seconds.
is kind of making me lose traction with my front tires. But you can really tell, like right here, that they hit it with the narrow attribute, and it when you get a bunch of trucks in there, it can get really tight. The same thing here. You notice that it's a little more on the narrow side. So I think there's like wide, and then there's medium, and then there's super narrow. Whee! Sliding sideways across the finish line. Coronavirus. Looks like we gotta wait a couple seconds here for everybody else to finish up, and then we should be done. Come on, dude. I wanted to be nice and not hit escape on you. Screen's gonna flash some random things. The music's gonna start to play. And it is Friday the 13th of 2020. Everybody's spreading viruses around. And the next track... Oh, actually, let's take a look at the results. We are taking off with this driving class, Season 1. We're at 168 points. Trailmasters at 129. K&N 125. BF Goodrich 121. Dynamax 103. KC Highlights 101. Why did I have to read all those off? I have no idea. It's been a while since I've tried to record a video. A little out of practice. But trying to get back into it. Throw a few more down on my channel and hopefully have you all enjoy them. Let's take a look. We got 3 races left. The next track, if it doesn't crash on me, is Loop Jump Over. Oh, I love this one. So I forget exactly where you start, but you come around. Yep, you come around this way, and then you got to go under here. And the funny thing is, the AI, since they try to go right to a checkpoint, if they mistime this jump, they'll just bash into this wall. If they mistime this jump and drop down here, they'll just bash away at that wall. So that's what we'll be checking out next time. Loop, jump over, and then whatever's next. I'm trying to throw 2 tracks together at the same time so that, you know, hopefully it's not too short, but it's not too long, and you all enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Have yourselves a great day. Like and subscribe and all that blah, 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 blah.